Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast, Week 15 NFL Stocks Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's happy that the Chiefs are going to be sitting next to the Browns on the couch. Here's Chris.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, the Browns were sorry for coughing. Browns were eliminated 2 weeks ago. So yeah, right there with the Chiefs. Yeah.
So they're only 1 week. They're only 1 week worse on the Chiefs. That's amazing. Go Browns.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, indeed. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's sad that he realizes that the Lions might be sitting next to the couch with the Cowboys and Brownies. Here's Douglas.
And the Cowboys. But the Cowboys are a lot more likely to miss the playoffs than the Lions do.
Yes.
We laid out this scenario already. The Lions were most likely going to lose the Rams, which they did. Now they have to win their last three, and they're most likely going to be in. If they can win their last three, then we'll be in. I'm very confident if the Lions can go 3-0, 11-6 will be good enough.
Now, are you going to be okay with Mr. Rogers taking you guys out?
I mean, if Rodgers comes in, I mean, granted, we took him out of the playoffs, and I think it was 2022, where they had to win and they were in, and we beat them. So, I mean, maybe it's a revenge game for them. They're racing with the Ravens. It'll be a fun one, but it's one that I feel confident at home the Lions should be able to handle business.
Yeah, right. Week 16, this is an important game. I mean, it's a home game for the Lions. So, man, yeah, Lions-Steelers in Ford Field. Let's go.
I mean, almost certainly their last home game of the season because they're not going to win the division most likely unless, we get some luck. Then they play on the road the last two, so we gotta earn it. We gotta earn it, and that's what the Lions do, Stu. We're built on grit.
You're built on grit, indeed. But unfortunately, gentlemen, we got some sad news. Burr, burr, burr. Burr, burr, burr. We got some couple eulogies, 4 eulogies this week.
Really?
And we're going to start out with the saddest news. The Cincinnati Bengals got eliminated from last week. It's a shocker. Like nobody. It was.
I mean, it wasn't that much of a shocker, I mean,
they're like 4-10.
Yeah, I mean,
it is funny that I talked about it in the preseason where I said, "Are they wasting Joe Burrow's career?" And I remember Urinating Tree said he pretty much described it as the Dan Marino of our generation. He basically pointed out about the situation with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins getting the same contract because the same, I guess they have the same contract person, agent, and basically felt if the defense could be good, they could have hope. But he did not have hope. He pretty much said that this is going to be the same team as last year and that Joe Burrow could be better on a different team. He gave them a 5 in this one. And Douglas, you gave this team also 5. You were very much disappointed in this team. Actually, Douglas, you actually gave them a 6. You thought they could make the postseason. You thought there could be hope with the defense.
I did. I thought they'd take enough of a step. They had paid Trey Hendricks, and I think he's been out for the year, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just kind of been a bummer, man. I mean, obviously Burrow getting hurt for most of the year doesn't help anybody because when they played the Lions, there was no offense being played by that team. I mean, like Jamar was still doing Jamar things somehow. Then obviously they traded for Flacco like a week later, and that was fun for a minute. But you need your franchise superstar quarterback to be healthy, and it's hard to stay healthy behind that sieve of an offensive line.
Yes.
Yeah, and as much of a Browns fan I am, look at my flag in the background here. It would be scary, and like you said, are they wasting Joe Burrow's career?
Yes.
I don't know if they're wasting his career, but could he be better elsewhere? And that's not something the Bengals fans or the Bengals organization wants to hear. Because Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, it's such a great tandem that hopefully that doesn't happen. But I told my buddies the other day, man, wasn't it 2 years in a row where it was the Bengals versus Chiefs in the AFC Championship game? And now both those teams are now eliminated.
But I think the Bengals are in the worse spot than the Chiefs because
definitely worse spot. But
it's kind of funny. Ironically, both teams are based.
I mean, going into next year though, you don't have Mahomes for half the season, and Travis Kelce retires. That's
a tough. If they don't do anything on this defense,
I mean, the Bengals, if they don't do anything on the defense, they're also doomed. But
Yeah,
at least we'll have an offense next year.
that's not optimistic. And also, Christopher, you thought this team was mid at best. You gave them a 5 and a 9 and 8. Douglas gave them 10 and 7. And funny enough, I texted Tree about what was his thoughts. I just kind of sent him stuff on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, what's your thoughts about this?" On this is what your thoughts in the preseason. And he said 9 and 8 turned out to be generous. That defense was generationally bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also did not help.
This AFC North division is terrible. Whereas what I said they were 5, Doug said you said they were a 6. That six could have come to fruition. And that 5 was right there, but man, the Bengals being 4 and 10 right now. Oh my goodness.
Stu, can I ask you a question? Not even trying to troll, but just out of curiosity. Are the Cowboys wasting Dak's career?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I was gonna say I feel like we could just copy this entire bit and just copy it and paste it for next week when we talk about the Cowboys. Horrendous defense, great offense, just didn't click, missed the playoffs.
So speaking about Dak Prescott, the Cowboys, Dak might win the passer crown, meaning he has the most yards passing in the NFL. Right now, he's up by like 200 yards, right around there. And yeah, the Cowboys have the tools, but they're not really executing. But hey, we're not talking about the Cowboys. We're talking about the Bengals.
That's next week. That's next week.
Yeah, you're right. That's next week. Yeah, exactly, Doug. When the Cowboys are actually eliminated.
And, all you guys need is a Eagles win or a Cowboys loss, and you're out. So that's
that does not help. But yeah, the Bengals. Yeah, Joe Burrow got hurt again. They got Flacco. That was fun for like a couple seconds, and then Joe Flacco failed again. Defense horrendous. I still think of that Chicago game. That was pretty horrendous, where literally they came back. Yeah, the Bengals are not in a good spot. I feel like this is probably the worst. This feels like we're going back to the Bungle era. And I know there's been rumors. Is Joe Burrow going to leave? Is someone going to take a contract and go and just do it?
I mean, if it's got to be tempting for him. I mean, if he's not enjoying the game in Cincy, I mean, if I was the Bengals, I would consider it for the simple fact of like, they're like in this weird spot of like, they're not one player away. Like, there are a lot of players where it's like, is it ideal? No, but it's what the Lions did with Stafford. And they got, 2 first rounders, and they were showing that they turned those into, I think it was like Laporta, Gibbs, and Jameson Williams. So it's like, it might be worth exploring if he's truly not happy there.
Yeah, but I think the Bengals ownership kind of sucks, and they're not going to do it. They're not thinking like Lions.
Yeah, my cousin, he lives in Dayton, Ohio, so the closest team is the Bengals, and he's a huge Bengals fan. He keeps expressing they're not willing to spend money. And you have Joe Burrow, you have T. Higgins, obviously he's injured, but we're talking about next year. You have Jamar Chase. Like they have the options like offensively, but like defensively, their defense. I know you guys said Trey Henderson, he was injured. But man, they have the offensive weapons, but their defense is not there. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully they can make it strong going forward. Or maybe the tandem of Mr. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will eventually again be broken up.
I mean, the Lions did it for years with Megatron, and we sat there and we'd put up all kinds of passing yard records, and Megatron broke the single season record. We weren't sniffing Super Bowl, so we had to tear it all down to rebuild it into like a more legit contender in that. Probably is what the Bengals are at right now.
And also, you made Megatron retire early, so that was.
That never helps, That never helps.
Yeah, thanks, Ford family, for wasting his career.
I mean, sometimes you waste careers, but he's made amends. He's digging Detroit again, so.
Yeah. But anyway, final thoughts on the Bengals before we move on.
No. Bye.
Unfortunately, the Bengals, they might be heading back to being the 2000s Bungles. And that's a pain that nobody wants.
I mean, they're kind of right there. They haven't made the playoffs in like 3 years.
Yeah. But anyway, we got one down. And now you get to play Douglas. You had the controversial take that was the correct take on this one. You said in this game, for the Chiefies, You said this team is not going to make the postseason. You had a range of you said you had a controversial take. I was so
Doug
flabbergasted.
said the Chiefs are going to be 8-9, not make the playoffs. I love Doug's take on that.
You
That was
said
great.
yes, you said that. We literally had a $5 bet. Yes, I will give you the $5 bet. I literally, even in the thumbnail title, I said Doug's worst take. Literally.
They should call me Doug Stradamus.
Yes. You literally said that you felt like this team has not a powerhouse as it used to be. You would argue that it's overrated reputation. They got lucky bounce backs, and essentially there. I was completely, and you gave them 5, and you were very much like pessimistic. I was very optimistic. I thought they got Patrick Mahomes, they got Andy Reid. They're going to figure out how to get to this, get to that spot, that next spot. I gave them the 9. This is the only team that I gave Super Bowls, and I said 14-3. Christopher was a little bit more meat, was landing in the middle. He felt like traditionally the Chiefs are not perfect, but they're still dangerous. Acknowledge that they still have Andy Reid, they still got Patrick Mahomes, they have a tough schedule, legitimate concerns. They did discuss that several players got traded to the Bears, which contributed, but he gave him a 7 and a 13-4. Douglas, you gave him 9 and 8. So Douglas, you get to gloat.
8-9.
I mean, Stu, like I could gloat, but like I hate to gloat when Mahomes got hurt, but like I'll still do it. Don't worry. No, I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, I feel like this is one of those unfortunate things where the Chiefs are still a dynasty. They're still easily, the best team of the last 5 years. So like, congratulations on everything you accomplished. But it's kind of like the end. It's like Mahomes. I mean, he's 30 now, so he's still got another 10 years of prime. Hopefully, he recovers well from his ACL. They have the tools there. Just like they need to retool some things. Like this year was just weird. Like Travis Kelce, I think he might be leading the league in drops this year. Like he has dropped so many passes in big moments, and like I think he had 2 drops this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And also, this is interesting. This is an interesting fact, Douglas. Sorry,
I'm pretty sure one of those drops led to an interception.
Yeah, I mean, they've just have lacked that clutch gene this year, and like the talent is still there, but it's just like like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, like they got as equally unlucky this year as they got lucky last year. I'm like, that's unfortunately the NFL and regression towards the mean. Like you're not gonna win 11 one-score games every year. Like that is like taking a coin, flipping it on heads 11 times in a row. Like do the math on that. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, and this is an interesting fact. So, like I said, last year they went 11-0. This year they went 1-8. I think 1-7 in close games, and it's like they did not have the clutch
in games that were decided by one score or one possession. Yeah, you're right, Stu.
Yeah, they did not have the clutch gene at the end, and it was just
we all have our different ideas about this, but I feel like the referees might have been on the Chiefs side last year.
No.
That's why. Hey, Stuart, like you said, they were 11-0 last year in one-score games, and this year they're 1 win and how many losses? Doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter what it was because they're eliminated from the playoffs.
Now, interesting fun facts, I should say, about the Chiefs being eliminated. First time that Patrick Mahomes will not make a postseason in his entire NFL career. It is crazy. He's been there 9 years. Fact number 2, first time since 1998, we do not have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or Patrick Mahomes in the postseason.
That is crazy.
That is a crazy statistical fact. And speaking of the same thing, the 9th season when Tom Brady played in the NFL, he got injured and was out for the year.
And now this is Mahomes' 9th season. He got injured as well.
And he's out for the year.
What's BRB?
The script is well written.
This is well written. So I guess I should ask this, Christopher.
Yeah.
The dynasty over, or do you think they need to retool? Or is it going to be like the Patriots where it's like, yes,
yeah.
they're not. They were, at least for those 9 years that they didn't make that Super Bowls, like I think 2005 to 2002, that the Legion of Boom ending. They were at least
as much as the Chiefs like to score points, they like to give up a lot of points. And in scoring points, you need to have a rushing offense. Isaiah Pacheco is not the answer, clearly.
No.
Kareem Hunt somewhat stepped in there. Obviously, they have Rashee Rice, who is back. Amazing. Xavier Worthy, one of the fastest wide receivers in the league. Good job. But, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, like Doug said earlier, he might be gone halfway through the season next year. So this dynasty might be over. Keyword might be over moving forward. And I'm excited to see or to not see the Chiefs in the playoffs this year, next year, and the year repeating.
I mean, there's a good chance, too, that this will be Kelsey's last year. I mean, I think has been frustrated, he had a post, in his podcast, he was talking about what a frustrating year it's been and that he's trying to, work harder and it's just not getting the results that he's been hoping for. And it's there's a certain point, too, where I feel like the writing's on the wall, Mahomes will be out a lot of next year. This might be our last couple of games of Mr. Kelsey, so hopefully we can enjoy those with a backup quarterback, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I will say, even if Travis Kelce does retire, he's going to get the Hall of Fame. He's going to get his gold jacket in 5 years. Let's be honest. He's going to be remembered. No one's going to remember this bad year. They're going to remember those 3 Super Bowls, the Swifties, him winning that Super Bowl, the third one.
Well, yeah. I mean, the NFL is really nice in that regard. I mean, Gronk's only going to be remembered for his, Super Bowls. Was he injured a lot? Sure. But when he was on, he was one of the best in the league. It's when Travis Kelce was on, he was, a generational player.
Yeah, and I feel the same thing even for Mahomes. Let's just say if Mahomes goes Russell Wilson bad, from here out, I don't think it will. But even if he does, he's going to be remembered this decade, the 2020s, will be remembered as the Chiefs dynasty, no matter what.
You can't take it away from him, Stu.
You can't take it away. They literally made it to 3 Super Bowls in a row. That is impressive in that era. And, it's hard in the NFL to be this good for 3 straight years. It's hard.
Only a handful of teams have ever done it. The Lions have never even been to a Super Bowl, Stu. So
Lions have never done it. It's them and the Patriots. Most teams, it's Joe Burrow, the Bengals, one and done. 49ers, one and done. You know what I mean? You have the Eagles that do it twice, but it's hard.
Yeah, we're looking at the Eagles have won 3 Super Bowls. Well, they've won 2 since 2016. That's almost a dynasty. Not quite though.
Not
only
quite
20 years. A little bit too wide of a gap.
But anyway, do we have any final thoughts? But I should show you. I had to do it. So I had to show you a clip here of. I know this was a different game. This was an earlier game, but
I was if you're about to show us Mahomes getting hurt, don't do it.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not a fan of injuries.
No, I'm not a fan of Mahomes getting hurt. It sucks that Mahomes gets hurt. This is not what I want, like I said.
No, I mean, I think football's better with a healthy Mahomes for sure, but it's also better with the Chiefs missing the playoffs.
Yeah, but I figured this is what the Chargers did and your Harbaugh did right over here.
For the Chiefs right here.
Grand Theft Auto.
I figured I had to. That would make you laugh.
Yeah, maybe that was insult to injury. Where the Chiefs getting eliminated. A little smack to the face there. I don't know if it was smack to the face, but man.
I mean, that was technically the game a couple months, 3 months ago, but still.
That was 3 months ago? Oh, geez.
Yeah, but I figured, look at that. The Chargers did take him out. Let's be honest.
Well, Stu, and I hope we get to the Chargers soon, too, because I'm curious to hear your current perspective on them, honestly. Because I feel like them and the Jaguars, you've been writing off all season, and they're 2 teams that have beaten up on the Chiefs that are both in prime playoff position. And they've been getting a lot of hate, but the opinions maybe should change on those teams. They're solid squads.
They're solid squads indeed, and we get this one. And now we got to talk about the Minnesota Vikings right over here. A sad year for JJ. We were not optimistic on the.
Not a sad Sunday night, though, Stu.
Not a sad. It was.
He torched those Cowboys.
It sucks that literally they got eliminated before Sunday night, and they still beat my boys. But still,
they still graded into the end zone on you. That was great.
That was awful. Anyway, we got to talk about the Vikings, where basically me and Chris, other Chris, were very pessimistic on the Vikings. I was like, I kind of felt like, can JJ do it? This is not really JJ's team. Like last when he played for the Wolverines, was it really JJ that won it? Was the defense for that one? We were very kind of pessimistic. We kind of both gave him, me and Douglas gave him both 5s. Christopher gave him 4s, and we basically said that this might be the weakest of the NFC North in this division, actually. So we were right on this one. We were very spot on the Minnesota Vikings. I gave a 9-8. Douglas gave it a 9-8, and other Chris gave him an 8-9. So, what do you think about the Minnesota Vikings and JJ's kind of disappointing season right now?
Honestly, it's all positives in my point of view. I wasn't there for the preseason rankings during that podcast episode, but I know JJ McCarthy had that one hiccup of a game, was it 2 weeks ago? But in the last 2 weeks, he's been really, really firing things off. I mean, sorry, Stuart, he beat the Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. So, honestly, like as much as I don't like to say it, he's a Michigan product, but maybe he might be a good product and a good quarterback for the Vikings moving forward.
I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, in the last few weeks, I mean, he beat Detroit in Detroit. He beat Dallas in Dallas. I think they beat up on the Commanders pretty good. Granted, they lost and they're somewhere real bad, but like, I'm going to pull up their records. I think they've won 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they've been 6-8.
They beat Chicago in Chicago. It's like
that was a good week 1, but you lost the Falcons. You did beat the Bengals, but the Bengals are crummy.
Lost 38. I mean,
beat the Brownies, but you did lose to the only by 6 against the Eagles. That's actually not. But then you lost badly to the Chargers. You did beat the Vikings, but then you lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Lost to the Bears twice by like 2.
What was JJ McCarthy? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm disregarding my comment there. Never mind.
I mean, he was hurt a lot in the middle there for a lot of these like bad losses.
He was injured, right?
Yeah, and then I think that one really bad one was the Seattle Seahawks. You lost by 26.
I mean, and that's one of the best teams in football, though. So it's like, I mean.
So you're thinking, Douglas, could they have a Chargers upside where they just have a really bad year in those close games, but they can just reverse that next year?
I mean, honestly, I like what Chris is saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're right back in contention next year. It's like JJ needed to get some of the rust out. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but like there's signs that he can be productive. Like when I watched some of this Cowboys game, like he's fixing some of the small things that I was noticing his issues early on. Like the accuracy was better, the footwork was better, the poise was better. You can tell he's getting more confident with every rep he gets because, I mean, he didn't play last year. He missed most of this year. So, I mean, he's really hasn't fully played in like over 2 years. And so it's like, and he has to get used to the NFL speed after not playing. But like he was clutch against the Lions, making a huge throw late in the game. Like it was a 3rd down. Lions could have gotten the ball back, maybe won the game. JJ has a clutch throw. JJ has a bunch of clutch throws against the Cowboys. He had a clutch comeback against the Bears in the week 1. Like there's moments where there's potential. There's also times where you're looking like, man, how did he miss Justin Jefferson? The dude's, whatever, he is 6'3" and can jump 40 inches. Like how are we missing that throw too? But I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like this is why it's the frustrating. It's like the hit or miss right now. JJ can be good or JJ can be bad right now. And I feel like that this is like, I kind of do agree. There could be an upside that maybe next year we can do it, but it's going to be, I will say it, it's going to be hard for next year because like I said, Lions are going to probably be good. Packers are going to be good. Bears are going to be good. You have a murderer's row of that NFC North. Like you think Lions
they'll get all the bad teams too because they'll get to play like all of the teams with the worst record in their division next year. So that could be on their side.
You still like 6 games against the 6 games.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. I mean, but they beat the Lions and they beat the Bears this year. So I mean,
hot take, gentlemen. Vikings and Giants will both make the playoffs next year.
I like what I'm hearing.
I got to see how it goes.
That's why it's a hot take. I know Stuart was in disapproval about that comment, but
Yeah,
I like what J.J. McCarthy's doing. Obviously, we like what the Giants have in their roster. So, yeah, I like what the Vikings are doing. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I got to see how the draft board is. How do they pick next year? How do they draft? What's going to happen? Like, what are they going to do? What's kind of their moves for next year? You know, I mean, I think they should still keep JJ for right now because I think there's still improvements. I guess you got to give them like 1 or 2 more years, and then
As long as Justin Jefferson doesn't move away from the Vikings organization, then I think JJ might be set to make a playoff run next year with the Vikings.
Here's what I do if I'm the Vikings in a very fake world that I'm making up right in this moment. Trade JJ for Joe Burrow and 2 first-round picks. Then he can go play with Justin Jefferson in Minnesota. Then let JJ develop down in Cincy. It's a win-win. I love it.
When you say JJ, are you referring to JJ McCarthy or Justin?
Yeah, you trade JJ and 2 first-round picks for Joe Burrow. Go all in on Joey B and win a Super Bowl because his team's talented enough. I mean, I can't believe they're 6-8, honestly. Like, with JJ being down so long, like I thought they were like, in my mind, they're like a 4-10 team, but like they're actually a really solid team still. Also no quarterback for half the season.
Yeah, it also didn't help that Carson Wentz was your backup, and that didn't help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if they still had Sam Darnold, this would probably be like a 8-6 team at least, and we're right in the middle for a playoff spot.
Yes, but anyway, do we have any final thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings?
No.
All of our thoughts were given.
Unfortunately for the Minnesota Vikings, we got to give you a Viking funeral. And now we got the final one, the Miami Dolphins, who, man, preseason we were very optimistic a little bit on the Dolphins, I will say. We very, very much, all 3 of us were very leaning positive, but focused on concerns of their strengths. You know, I was very optimistic that they could put it together. The talent was there. Things could break up. There's postseason potential, but raising situations with Tua's concussion, that was the only thing on the roster expectation. I gave him a 6, and I gave him a record, I believe I gave the Dolphins, and not the Dolphins, a 10-7. We all gave him 10-7s. Douglas was very optimistic in the postseason. He brought some concerns. Mike McDaniel was a little bit too chill. I think he's still a little bit too chill. I'm wondering if the prize. You know, he was excited for his one person from Pinckney High School to get a big contract. Douglas,
highest paid player on the defense, too.
Paid player on the defense, probably one of the few optimistic parts about the Dolphins. I feel bad for him, but he still believed the Dolphins can do well and gave him a 10-7. We talked about like Tyreek Hill saying he might leave, the concerns, all that stuff. Even though Tyreek Hill gets hurt, bye-bye. And Chris was also optimistic, felt like the tools of success, but didn't see him falling off a cliff, tough in the face. And we acknowledged that there could be risk, but he gave him a 6 also. But, oh boy, the reality of what happens. Week 1, they played like ass, and we knew this team was done. I feel like that was like the Vikings season right there.
I mean, Tyreek Hill went down for the season. I think just today, Mike McDaniel said he might actually bench Tua because, like, I think he had, like, I don't know, it was like 8 of 12 for, like, 45 yards or something crazy in the first 3 quarters. His numbers end up looking good because he had to just throw the ball a ton in the 4th, but it's like, you know, the offense just isn't productive with Tua, unfortunately. It's like you have weapons, too. It's kind of frustrating to watch it just kind of flatline like it did on Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking off of that, like the Steelers are, it's the Dolphins as a team, not just this Monday night game, but Steelers, they're not a good pass defense. So it should have been Tua, Jalen Waddle, like going off on each other together, and that did not happen. So like Tua has the weapons. Like you guys mentioned, he might be benched this upcoming week. Hopefully not. Hopefully he is, but it doesn't matter. Tua got paid a lot of money, and it's not really working out for the Dolphins. I know the last 2 years I was really hyped on the Dolphins. 2 years ago, I thought they were going to go the playoffs. This year, I gave them a 6, being 10-7. Yeah, it's like Miami Dolphins. Stuart, like you always say, they might be, well, not always say, but they might be in football hell.
They're in a really bad spot. Like this is really, I look at their record. They got annihilated by the Colts by 25, lost to the Patriots, lost to the Bills. They did beat the Jets, but it's the Jets. Then lost to the Panthers by 3, lost to the Chargers by 2, lost to the Browns by 25, beat the Falcons by 34, lost to the Ravens. They did beat the Bills. They did have a good week 10 where they had a 4-game winning streak, and then they lost to the Steelers, and then they're out.
And going off of that, Stuart, I like what you're saying. I'd almost rather be, and I bleed orange and brown because I'm a Browns fan, clearly. I'd rather be a Browns fan where we finish complete dog trash. I don't want to say the word shit, complete dog shit, because we're on a family podcast.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a Browns fan where we finish almost bombing the league every year than the Dolphins finishing mediocre and missing the playoffs every single season. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah.
They seem to do this every year where it's just start faster than 1-5 and you guys could be decent.
Yeah, because I picked Tugalavea, or I'm sorry if I mispronounced his last name, in a fantasy league. I was like, oh man, this guy's doing hot. He's putting up numbers, and then he just kind of flakes off. So yeah, I'd rather have a team that's completely inconsistent than this guy who's doing high numbers and then kind of like. I mean, I think we all agreed the one day that Tua, based on the concussions, maybe he should not be in the NFL anymore. But hey, we'll see after this season what's going on.
And then also the whole Tua situation where he called out one of his players. Basically, they're not trying, skipping team meetings, and then some of the players called him out on Twitter, basically saying "Hey, you skip meetings and all that stuff." It's it's not good. And Mike McDaniel's way too chill. I do agree.
I'm surprised that they're keeping Mike McDaniel already. I'm surprised that they're committing to him because it's I don't know. It's hard to see right now because it's every year there's definitely issues in the locker room, and I think a semi-theme of this week of eliminations is unfortunately kind of like Chris mentioned, the football hell teams are where we're at now. It's those teams that you're kind of should you tear it all down? And the Dolphins are right there in the thick of it. Which direction do you go? Do you try to just retool and make this team better, or do you just say Tua's not our guy? Let's go down to the studs and just retry again with a different coach and different, QB and everything.
Yeah, and I feel I kind of agree. He's a bad manager, and hear me out, Douglas. He's the best friend manager. He's trying to be your best friend, trying to be nice. Hey, let's be buddies. Let's go hang out. Let's do this. But the only problem with that type of manager is what happens when you have to make tough decisions. Mm-hmm. And he's not making tough decisions.
Well, thankfully, I think that might be coming. If he actually benches Tua, that'll be the first one that he's made. So,
yes. But
we spend a lot of time on these 4 teams, though.
I know we did talk about, but I figured
I wanted to move on to the teams that are actually still in contention, right?
I figured before we move on, I figured we would let Mike McDaniel explain how to win football games. To do this right here. I figured this is excellence right here, over here, gentlemen.
Where to win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. Honestly, and that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Amazing.
Yeah, as much as I wish I was AI generated, that's definitely how my McDaniel speaks. Yes. So,
that is not. My God.
Nothing AI there.
There is nothing AI on that one, indeed, in this one. But now we got to talk about the first games. We like to call it the Quickie 1 teams that are by themselves. And oh boy, did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose another game by a field goal to a team that is already eliminated. They lost to the Falcons 29-28. What are you doing, Buccaneers?
That's the beauty of the NFL or any organized sport, professionally wise. Buccaneers should have won this game Thursday night. They should have won this game, but they didn't. So
Yeah, I mean, the good news for them, the Panthers don't know how to be clutch at all. So they could probably stumble their way. I mean, they play the Panthers twice still. And you just kind of feel like no matter how bad they play, they're going to still somehow beat the Panthers because the Panthers are going to try to lose even harder.
Yes, I feel like both teams are like, it's like the funny, it's like the Mario Party meme where it's just like, wait a minute, start. And then it's just like Luigi does nothing. And it's just like, oh, I made a postseason doing nothing.
all right, so real quick, we gave the Buccaneers a 5 last week communally.
Except for Douglas. Douglas gave him a 6.
I mean, I'm going to stay with the 6 because they have the highest odds to make the playoffs on this division. You guys have the logic of being in a bad division. I respect it, but I disagree with the logic.
I mean, if the Lions were in this division, they would be easily like number 1. They would easily.
You're not wrong with that side either, but unfortunately, the way the NFL is currently structured, it doesn't matter if the Lions are not in.
If you put the Buccaneers, let's just say you put them in the West, you put them in the North, you put them in the East, they ain't making a postseason. They're getting eliminated.
That's what's the beauty of the NFL.
They may be able to make it
different divisions, different teams. And right now, the Buccaneers have, based on ESPN.com, the Buccaneers, surprisingly, I just looked it up, 75% chance of making the playoffs. Like Doug said, the Buccaneers might have a great shot at winning the NFC South. Holy moly, guacamole.
I can't believe it. I'm going to give this team a 5. It's a disappointing 5. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, 2 teams that have literally been eliminated. And it's not like these teams, it's not like, okay, you lost to the, yes, it sucks that the Cowboys lost, but it's like the Vikings that are like 6-5. You lost to the Saints and the Falcons. Teams have been eliminated 2 or 3 weeks ago.
You know, man, Kyle Pitts was clutch, though. Kyle Pitts was fun to watch this game.
Yeah. And now Christopher
150 yards, 3 tutties. Like,
man, yeah. I mean, well, we gave them a 5 last week. When you lose a game, I'm gonna keep them at a 5, even though ESPN.com says that they have a 75% chance of making the playoffs. The next 3 weeks, they're playing in Carolina, in Miami, even though Miami doesn't really make a difference, but then at home against the Panthers. It's gonna be a fantastic 3 weeks for the Buccaneers. So yeah, I'm giving them a 5.
But we should also talk about that the coach, Todd Boyles, is not with the Buccaneers right now in the organization. I just kind of wanted to see your thoughts about this, gentlemen.
I like that backdrop.
At this point, season, the coaches have done everything they can do. This is a player-driven team in the last 4 or 5 weeks. You got to execute, and they got to hold each other accountable. As a coach, you can sit there till you blue in the face until they start holding each other accountable and doing the little things right. And that's not everybody. Then we're talking about a small select few, but the small select few is what's getting us beat. And until that happens, it's not going to get right. So we got to get up and go to work tomorrow, no matter how bad today looks. You got to put it behind you, and we got to win the last 3 games. We know that.
Yes. So what's your thoughts about this right here?
I mean, I get
what he said. They gotta go to work. They gotta win the last 3 games to clinch the division.
I think the controversy is that he's kind of putting the blame on the players, which isn't necessarily a good look, but also this was the first game that they had all the receivers back, if I'm not mistaken, too. It's like, and you had a 14, 15-point lead in the 4th quarter there. It's like, I mean, this is a game that you should have won. And if you won this game, I mean, you're a lock for the playoffs, like, basically. And it's like, so, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't disagree with the message. I mean, the Lions are sitting there, all the players are like, dude, we have to be better and hold it. And so it's just like, he's kind of saying what everybody's thinking. Like, he didn't give up all those big plays to Kyle Pitts at the end. And I don't know. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, Mike Evans was not happy about this game. I mean, I saw like some helmets throwing down in this game after that field goal. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Mike Evans walked into the locker room not happy, but I understand it's his first game back in several weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they would be playing against the Seahawks, and they're not being the Seahawks. Let's be honest; they're going to get annihilated by the Seahawks. So,
all right.
But anyway, Now on to the next team. The Chicago Bears beat up on your Brownies 31-3. So we'll start with you, Christopher. What are your thoughts about the Bears? I know the Brownies are out, but we figured we got to talk about
Bears. Yeah, they're 10-4, looking hot in the NFC. Let's see where they're at.
10-4. They're second in the division right now. They're second. They are in the lead
they're second in the conference. They're first in their division, right? They're leading the NFC North. Correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen.
And they would be playing against the Packers right now.
Yeah, what do we get?
Bears country.
So last week the Bears a 6. Man, the Bears, honestly, it's an easy win against the Browns. It was in Chicago. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was a cold win, but for them to score 31 points against the Browns, who should have the top 2 defenses in the league. Yeah, Bears, man. Maybe the Bears are looking legit. I don't know. Man, do I give them a 6 to a 7? 6-7? I don't know. Yeah, man, holy moly. Give me a 7. I like what the Bears are doing. Caleb Williams is looking legit. They need more of their rush. Give it to DeAndre Swift more often.
Well, so here's my issue, and this is going to be from a biased Lions fan before I go any further. I think, honestly, the Bears are most likely going to still miss the playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
They're going to lose the rest of their games.
They might. They play the Packers, the 49ers, and the Lions. It's and if they lose to the Lions and they lose one of those other games and the Lions win out, the Lions own the tiebreaker.
And I did hear that the Bears have one of the toughest remaining. I mean, there's only 3 weeks left in the season.
Thankfully,
the Bears have the toughest schedule moving forward.
Well, thankfully for them, they get the Packers at home this week, I do believe. And the Packers, as we all know, lost Micah Parsons. So, if they can beat Chicago, if they can beat Green Bay this weekend, you're legit. Great. Wonderful. I will happily give you the 7. But we just saw you lose to Green Bay last weekend. You beat the Browns, which cool, but it's not quite 7 material yet. But you're really close. You got a big chance to prove something this week.
Yeah, I think honestly, I'm going to probably give them the 7 for right now because I do feel like that they are looking legit. They're looking good. And also, Michael Parsons is now out. And I just feel like
that does not know the Bears.
Yeah. Let's not worry about what they're playing. Well, how are they? Remember, we always said the stock option is how they're currently playing.
They're playing.
They will be playing,
But to be fair, I think they're playing good. I think they're doing great. And I think they're improving. And I think I'm going to give them a 7. They're going to have all home games.
I respect it.
Tell me the last 2006.
I don't know.
It wasn't last year. Oh wait, it was 2018. Remember with the triple doink in where the Eagles beat the Bears?
That was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky lost that game. Thank you on that one. But we will see if Bears country is going to do this one right now. And now we got the Baltimore Ravens beating up on the Bengals. Worst home game for the Bengals in a while, 24-0. Now, interestingly enough, they are not in the clutch right now in the division. They are out. They are basically in the buffer right now. They are fighting for their lives right now. Last week we gave the Ravens all 5s. So we'll start with you, Douglas.
I mean, I got to stick them with a 5. I mean, you lost head-to-head to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the reason that you're not in the division lead. You had that game at home, and now Pittsburgh's kind of getting in a groove, unfortunately, and you have to still go to Pittsburgh, and they still have to play Green Bay in Green Bay. It's
against the Patriots.
And against the Patriots. Yeah, so it's you have 3 toughies. If you would have beaten Pittsburgh the first time, you'd feel really good, but it's you're not. I doubt that you're winning all 3 of those games. So it's going to be a tough path for them. They still probably I would pick them if I had to pick between them and the Steelers, but
yeah. The only problem is both teams are very sussy right now. Both teams are just They're stumbling their way. It is not as bad as that NFC South with like the Buccaneers and the Panthers, but I just kind of
it's not much, why are we saying it's that much better though? Is it that much better?
well,
Like, isn't it a bunch of 7-7 teams? Like,
they at least won a game on like the Panthers.
yeah. What are they both 7-7 though? The Steelers and the Ravens.
Those are 8-6.
Oh, there's okay. All right.
So that's why they're both in that. But I feel like for the Ravens, I'm going to probably keep them at the 5 for right now. I just feel like they're in that football hell right now. Will they make the postseason if the Steelers collapse?
But I mean,
But
they got to avoid a collapse too, though. I mean, that schedule is there's no gimmies on that schedule left.
There's no gimmies on this one, but also the Steelers like to Steeler sometimes.
Yeah, give me a 5. I mean, I'm not saying the Ravens were a dynasty, but maybe they're going downhill like the Chiefs. Mahomes, Kelsey, blah, blah, blah.
I think they're in a worse spot.
And also, Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers showing up randomly with the Steelers. It's not looking good. Like you said, the Ravens have one of the toughest schedules remaining, and I do not like that. I mean, yeah, they beat the Bengals 24-0 in Cincinnati. But yeah, I don't like their road ahead. So yeah, 5. I'm agree with you. You gentlemen with a 5.
Yeah, we'll give them a 5 on this one. Indeed. And now we got the Houston Texans beating up on the Cardinals, who was already eliminated 40-20. Another decisive victory right over there. At one point, it was 17-0 in the first quarter, and it was 23-7 at the end of the second quarter. So they had this cruise control right over here. Texans are looking good. I'm going to go with myself. Last week, we gave the Houston Texans all 6s. So it's going to be interesting. So right now, the Houston Texans have been like win. They would be playing against the Patriots right now. They're the 7th seed right now. I think this team is probably going to make the postseason. If I had to pick it between, I don't think the Colts are going to do it. I think the Colts are like, I love me some Phillip Rivers, but that man ain't going to lead that team to the playoffs. No. Well, I'm thinking it's going to be a 6, but I just feel like they're going to probably be a 1 and done. I don't know if they can like take the lead over Buffalo. I think that's no, I just don't. I think they're probably in that 6 range. I think they're going to probably they're looking good, but I think they can't beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, Stuart. I mean, we gave them a 6 last week. Colts, man, the Colts were riding high. They were the number 1 seed overall. 5 weeks ago? Now they're riding low in that division, not as low as the Titans. Texans, they've been doing work, they've been moving up, but I don't think what they have. They don't have what it takes to win another round. They'll make the playoffs, absolutely. Keep them at a 6, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think they do have an okay. It's not the worst the ending, but it's like the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Colts who are kind of collapsing right now. So they don't. It's not terrible, but it's not good.
I mean, this is where I'm going to differ. I'm going to go with a 7 for sure. I mean, this is arguably the hottest team in the NFL right now. I mean, their defense is insane. If I would not want to see this team as any team in the AFC. If I saw the Texans, I'd be like, gosh darn it, bro. They beat the Bills pretty convincingly. I think that they would give the Patriots a heck of a ball game too. And I don't know. I mean, I think they probably would be favoring the game over the Chargers.
But it's also in New England. That's a tough one. It's a cold New England, and Texas is in a dome.
But I mean, the Patriots. See, this is where I'm not fully basing on matchups right now because so much can change. Because the Bills, with their big win, they might win the division, and then this might be a home game for Houston. It's like Houston, if they win the division, but they might not with Jacksonville. But if they can somehow win their division, they get a home game. I sure as heck don't want to be going to Houston anytime soon.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I definitely do feel okay with the Texans. I mean, it's very much – I will say, good for you. We almost gave them 4s and 3s, and they recovered.
Well,
good for you.
a laughingstock early on, but then they've just been playing lights out defense and getting enough in their offense. It's been fun to watch.
It's been fun to watch. And I always say it does, and I know I'm going to repeat myself over and over again. It's not how you start the season. It's how you're finishing the season. And the Texans, they're finishing their season good. I'll give them credit for that. So we'll see how the Houston Texans are going to go after this week. So that is it.
If I'm not mistaken, the Texans have currently won. They've won 6 in a row. So it's like that. Unfortunately for them, the Jaguars have won 5 in a row.
Yeah, 6 in a row is the longest winning streak in the NFL from what I'm seeing.
And, I mean, that was a win over the Jaguars, a win over the Bills, a win over the Chiefs. It's like these weren't a win over the Colts, I think, when they still had Daniel Jones. So it's like these weren't gimme games, and they've won 6 of them in a row. So I have confidence for that around this team in the playoffs at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see how this team goes indeed. And now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars beating up on the Jets, the Buffalo Jets, 48-20. Decisive victory right over here. And now it's interesting because, like I said, last week we all gave them 7s right over here. We're going to start with you, Christopher. It's interesting. So we all gave them 7s. They would be in the division lead. Who would have funked it that the Jaguars would be with the power of Duval?
I'm pretty sure there was definitely a few podcasts previously that we said, like, oh, it's the Colts and the Texans division to take. And now the Jaguars have substantially moved up. But, man, these Jaguars, Duval, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne.
What do you have, 6 touchdowns?
Right, yeah, 6 touchdowns. Yeah.
He was tapping out. Unreal.
What did we give the Jaguars last week? Let's see what
we gave all 7s.
7s. And currently, hypothetically, they'd be playing the Patriots.
No, actually,
they'd be playing the Bills at home. Oh, man. Wow. I like what the Jaguars are doing because the Jaguars, like the Texans are on, like we said, a 6-game winning streak. The Jaguars, they're on a 5-game winning streak.
Oh, this one's a tough one because I don't know. I might.
Yeah, right. Do the Jaguars really have what it takes to beat the Bills at their home turf? Yeah, I mean, we gave them a 7 last week. I'm gonna keep them at 7. They won. I can't skew them down. So yeah, 7 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it short and simple. I agree with the logic. I mean, they're a good team. 10-4, have some quality wins on their resume.
Yeah, and I will say this season pretty much saved Trevor Lawrence's career in the Jaguars right now because this was almost going to be like a 50-50, like, is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? Because he's been, like, struggling the last couple of years, and now I feel like this is back to good Trevor Lawrence. It's going back to, man, we made a right decision in giving that Trevor Lawrence contract.
I saw a Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter commercial today, and I was shocked. I've never once seen Jaguars in a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
What was the commercial for?
I don't know. They were really happy during it, though. So it was cool. It's a good commercial, but I guess not good enough because I don't know what they were selling.
I was about to ask a question. Who would you rather have a quarterback currently, Trevor Lawrence or Mr. Joe Burrow?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow just put up a goose egg, too.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, he pulled like 5 points.
Yeah, 6 tutties over the weekend. I mean, go with a hot hand.
Right.
I think I would rather have Trevor Lawrence. Now, granted, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to go take the Jaguars to the Super Bowl, but I think it's promising.
Yeah, why not? Why not them, Stu?
I don't know. It's just like, it would be fun. I mean, when we do our contenders podcast for like the 2 Super Bowl teams, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be happy we're going to have a new AFC team. And it's going to be interesting to talk about their narratives and all that stuff. It's going to be, I honestly feel like this is going to be a fun contenders, in my opinion. I don't know what you feel about the contenders on like who's left, but there's like everybody but maybe the Eagles. I feel like I would be like.
I mean, I feel like the quality of football at the top of both divisions is top notch this year. I feel like this is one of those years where I could see almost every team that's in the mix making a run, Where it's like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Jaguars did it. I mean, they've won 5 straight and they're hot and they just blew out a team. Like, they got the ingredients, man. Who knows?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm going to give this team a 7. I think this team deserves the 7. They're looking good. It is going to be tough because it's against Buffalo, and I think Buffalo's also looking really good. I mean, like I said, they had that comeback, but we'll get to there when we talk about that comeback right over there. And speaking of eliminating other teams, the LA Chargers and the Harbaugh we trust right over here eliminated them Chiefies 16-13. They finally get their revenge. Goodbye. By 3 field goals. Also, why did the Chiefs try to throw a pass play? Gardner Minshew. Why did you do that?
Wasn't it like 3rd and something?
Yeah, they should have just gone for the field goal.
No.
I don't know. I was really watching the game too closely, but
Well, I don't think I think it would have been like a 60-plus yarder though. I don't think they were like in prime position. I think they were at like the Chargers 45.
I mean, I know that's not good, but still.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you hope that your backup doesn't throw a duck like that too.
Yeah.
But you got Derwin James. I mean, that's all the Chargers needed. I mean, the Chargers defensive coordinator is really good. I mean, it's such a shame because if this team had their 2 like offensive tackles, like we might be talking about like a true Super Bowl threat. They're still sitting there at 10-4. And I mean, it's not always pretty for them, but like, you know, they're gritty and they know how to win. Like it feels like a Jim Harbaugh team still. It's like, are they the prettiest? Like, are they going to blow anybody out? No, but like Herbert's making the clutch plays when it needs to. The defense comes up big. It feels like a Jim Harbaugh style team. And I mean, we've seen that Jim Harbaugh can take teams to the Super Bowl. So it's like, you know, the dude knows how to win postseason games. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What did we give him last week, Steve?
Last week we
give
gave them
them
7.
7.
They would be playing the Steelers, and they would be playing next week against the Cowboys. I think they have at least. Well, I mean, the Cowboys are probably going to get eliminated this week. I hate to say it. And then the Texans and the Broncos.
So that's a fun finish. Wow, golly. We're in for some good football. Like the football gods have blessed us with meaningful week, 16, 17, and 18 games, that's for sure.
I mean, wasn't it last year bad? It was like a lot of like clunkers.
I mean, it felt like a lot of divisions were wrapped up earlier too. Where like this year, it's like the Lions could still win the NFC North. The Colts who are on 3rd, could still win the AFC South. The 49ers who are on 3rd could win the NFC West. It's like 3rd place teams still have a fighting chance in multiple divisions this year, which is a lot of fun.
And only 2 teams have clinched just making the playoffs, not division, playoffs right now. Only 2.
That is wild. Through 15 weeks,
In 15 weeks, we only have 2. And so, Douglas, what do you think? Are you going to give this team a 7?
Yeah, I mean, 7's perfect. I mean, there's better teams, but there's just something slightly clutch about this team this year. They've been getting it done.
I think, honestly, this has been the best Chargers team in a really long time. Maybe could I say the best Chargers team? I know I've been talking smack. I know I've been talking about that this team is sus. I know about that. But they've been winning. They beat the Chiefs. They took out Mahomes twice. Granted, they did injure Mahomes, but still, I'll give them credit. They eliminated the Chiefies. And I think, honestly, Justin Herbert, this might be the best team this is the best Chargers team in a really long time, I feel like.
See, I feel like last year's team felt better, but then they don't feel like that because they collapsed in the playoffs. So this team can win a playoff game, I agree 100%. But
yeah, I think they're not going to be like last year where they're just one and done and have an awful playoff loss. I think I'm going to give them the good 7. They're going to beat the Steelers. I don't care. It's going to be at Steelers Nation. I don't feel like the Steelers are going to do anything. So,
I agree with you, gentlemen. Give me a 7. We'll keep it at last week's pace. I wish that the Broncos weren't in their division because, this Chargers team is looking pretty good. Not good to, make it to the AFC Championship game, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'm okay with a 7. Yeah, Justin Herbert always tends to not screw things up, but not to do things in the right place. And they'll make it past the first round, but I'm not sure if they'll make it to the second round. So
I would love to see a Chargers-Jaguars playoff game again. That was a blast last time. Give me round 2.
Yes. And please don't choke like last time, Chargers.
I mean, somebody's got to choke that one, which makes it even funnier, you know? Like, is Duval real? Is Harbaugh real? Who knows?
Yeah, two teams are real indeed, and I'm definitely impressed in this one. And now we got to talk about the New England Patriots blowing a 21-point lead at one point in this game, but then they decided to lose 35-31. Patriots are still number 2 in the division. They still have that lead in that division, but they're only one game behind the Buffalo Bills. Last week we gave the New England Patriots all 8s. Gentlemen, what do you think about this kind of crummy loss right over here in New England right now? So I'll go first. Yeah, this is a bad loss. This is not the best loss. I'm more impressed with how the Bills do it, but still, how do you give up 21 points in the
Here's
first?
the thing. I was telling my buddies, I was watching this game. You know, the Patriots are up 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. I'm like, oh, let's go Patriots. You know, Drake May, amazing. But I told my buddies, I was like, watch out. If it starts snowing, Josh Allen will come back and overcome this game and end up winning. And sure enough, it starts snowing, and the Bills and Josh Allen came back and won this game. So yeah, and that's what happened. The Josh Allen won this game. So yeah.
Yeah, it's the power of the flakes. It's like the flake power comes in, and then Josh Allen's like, it's like the same thing was like Brady and like the Sippy. No, it was like Kirk Cousins in the Sippy Cup, or Brady just looking down on the tablet. It's like, oh no, I've seen this story before. Or Trevor Lawrence picking his nose that one time. Yes, he just.
Yeah, so we gave the Patriots an 8 last week. What do you guys think of this week, John?
I'm going to bump them down to 7. I mean, there could be a theoretical where they do not win the division right now. I mean, I do think they're going to make the playoffs, most likely, unless they lose all their games. Their next 3 games for the
Dolphins.
Yeah, they got Ravens, who kind of look a little bit sussy. They honestly have the easiest ass schedule at the end. Yeah. The Ravens, that's their only opponent.
Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. It's in Baltimore. It's in New York, and that's at home against the
thing
Miami
that stinks for them though is if they lose the Sunday night game to the Ravens, then I think this game might be the division game for them, because I think Buffalo. Well, Buffalo still has to play Philadelphia, but that's at home. But the Bills get the Browns, and they still get the Jets. And so it's like they get the Browns and the Jets, and they get the Eagles at home. So, like, the Bills have a good shot at winning out, and I think they would own the tiebreaker. So, like, New England better hope that they can handle business this week in Baltimore.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Christopher? Are you going to bump them down or keep them?
Man. Yeah, I'm going to keep them at what? We gave them 8 last week, you said? Oh,
yes.
Man. It's tough because, man, we gave the Patriots, Drake May was looking great. I mean, man, I'll give him a 7. Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to give him an 8, like, this was against a true contender in the Bills. They didn't show it. It was a home game for the Patriots. See, I'm comfortable with 7. They need to prove their worth, and this was not the week to prove it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I think they're a 7. I think they're one of those teams where, like, we need to see them succeed in the playoffs too before we have too much confidence, because it's like, I respect the record or whatever, 11-3, but also we all know that it's been a little bit of a cakewalk of a schedule. So like next year, the schedule's going to toughen up. Like, are you truly, an 11-3 team, or are you an 11-3 team that beat a lot of bad teams? We'll find out soon enough.
Right, because was Drake May not the top contender for the MVP getters? Now I'm pretty sure it's Matt Stafford.
Like, I would give it to Stafford right now.
Yeah, so maybe this was like Doug said that it'll show their true potential for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we'll see how it goes indeed. And now we got the Buffalo Bills winning this game. Honestly, I think this week this was my favorite game of the week. Honestly, of all the games, this was my favorite game. I was like tuning in. I had my buddies. I was like at my buddy's place. I was like, we got to put on the Bills Patriots game right now. This game is looking amazing right now. And then Buffalo winning this at a clutch, like good for them.
Like I said, it's all about the snow. If Josh Allen is playing in the snow, he'll more than welcome get the W.
Yes. Now I will say they are going to be in the 6th seed, and they would be playing against the Jaguars. So, do you think last week we gave the Billies of Buffalo? I gave them 6s. You two gave them 7s.
Yeah. I mean, I personally stay strong on the 7. Like
I mean, there's one team that gives me the 8 in my eye. It's not the Bills, so I'm gonna keep them at a 7. So yeah, I'm comfortable with 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, okay. They do have an easy schedule. No, and also a very easy schedule. Brownies, Eagles is a tough one, and the Jets right now. Those are kind of easy schedules to cruise on by and get that one. Man. But can they beat the Jaguars? They've been good. I think the one thing I will say about this Buffalo team has not been faltering. Like early in the season, I feel like they've been kind of faltering. They've been kind of like, there's kind of been like crummy. They've been kind of doing better. But then they got to play against the Jaguars. If theoretically, I don't know if they could beat the Jaguars. But then I'm just like, 50-50. Do I get 6, 7, 6, 7?
Remember, sure, these are hypothetical. They're not going to play the Seward, or they're not going to play the Jaguars at the moment in the playoffs.
I think maybe the Buffalo might bounce. Yeah, if I'm thinking about it, I think Buffalo will bump up. I think they'll probably get the 5th spot right now. I don't think they'll get the Patriots spot because, like I said, unless the Patriots collapse, I think they'll get that 5th seed, and then they'll probably play. I think they can go over the Chargers, in my opinion. I think they'll probably hop the Chargers, and then play Pittsburgh, and then just ass whoop them like last time. Beat them by 17 like last time. Just saying. It's like the never-ending story never ends. Josh Allen owns them Steelers.
And real quick, we're talking about the Buffalo Bills. Next week, the Buffalo Bills play Cleveland. In Cleveland, I don't want to put him on his pedestal, but Myles Garrett is 1.5 sacks away from breaking the all-time sack record. So hopefully he can do it against Josh Allen. That'd be great.
I will see. We will see how this game goes. Indeed. And now we got another one. We got the Eagles. Why? I was laughing. 3 weeks. They should have lost this game, but they decided, nope, we'll be good Eagles. Beat up 31-0. Man, why can I not live in this world?
Well, I mean, it's the Eagles versus at home against the Raiders.
A crummy Raiders team.
Right. Yeah, so don't be so surprised, Stu.
Yeah, I mean, I was not surprised, but Eagles are now 9-5. They would be playing against the 49ers. Last week, we all gave them 6s. Douglas, we're going to give you first. What are your thoughts about the Eagles? And do you think there's any hope and optimism?
I mean, there's always hope and optimism when you're the defending Super Bowl champs and you have Saquon Barkley and that defense. But, I mean, they're going to stay a 6 for me right now. I'm done underestimating the 49ers. And this Eagles team just doesn't quite have that spark that, like they still have a chance for them to come to life here at the end. But, like, there's just something about this team that just hasn't felt like they're going to, be able to get by some of the upper echelon teams here in the NFC.
Yeah, and I just feel like those 3 crummy losses in a row has been pretty much. Now, you lost to a Cowboys team who I think in hindsight was not really that great. I think in hindsight.
They were also up 21-0 in that game, too. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, they still lost, but, like, it's not like the Cowboys blew them out or anything.
I know they didn't blow.
The Cowboys game was 4 weeks ago. Why are we bringing that up?
But I mean, it's the last 3. I'm just saying. Then you lost the Bears, and then who did you
lost
lose?
the Chargers, who are a playoff contention team.
Yeah, so you got 2 out of 3. I'm going to keep them at the 6 right now. I mean, you beat the Raiders, who's already they're already packing. They already packed their trips to Cancun at this point. They're already like, let's go to the Dominican Republic.
If I pick the worst current team in the NFL, it's for sure the Raiders. Like they are just unbelievably bad right now.
Yeah, I read somewhere online that there's based on statistically wise and schedule wise that there are 2 teams left contention for the top 2 picks overall in next year's draft. The Raiders have an 80% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, and this team that has the second best percentage of getting the number 1 overall pick is my Cleveland Browns. Nonetheless, I agree with you, gentlemen. The Eagles give me a 6 because hypothetically wise, and I agree with you guys. Now we're talking about Stewart's hypothetical playoff analysis. They be playing at home against the 49ers. 49ers are looking like a great team, and I don't think the Eagles can beat the 49ers based on the way the 49ers are playing.
Yeah, and I always say it. It's not how you begin the season, and this is how you finish the season. And how they finish in the season is not great. I'm not. And maybe they can bounce back and do like a Chiefs like 2 years ago, where it's just like you kind of have these losses and then you just bounce back. But I don't think this team is like clutch like the Chiefs a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, in that one. And now we got to talk about the toughest news right over here. The Green Bay Packers lost to the Denver Broncos and losing. Brr, 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 brr. Michael Parsons tore an ACL, is out for the year, and may not return until next year.
I mean, I appreciate the 21 gun salute there, Stuart. Do you think, does that end the Packers' run? Does that end their playoff contention, or what did we think?
I love the one tweet that Tree said when Michael Parsons got hurt, say goodbye to their Super Bowl chances.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you obviously traded for him to put you over the top on defense.
Yeah. And that's going to be a tough, and now granted, the Packers are still 9-4. They still have their destiny right now. They are,
They're
as of right
9-1. We gave them a 7 last week.
now,
I agree with what you gentlemen are saying. What Doug and Stuart saying, that was their defensive player maker. So yeah, oof.
And then they're
playing against the Bears in the playoffs, but don't the Bears and Packers play in the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, they play next week. They're going to play next Saturday at 8:20. Bears and Packers, and then it's Ravens and Packers, and then Packers and Vikings. This is not a great. I think I might have to bump them down to the 6. I just feel like that their window is done. I think they'll still make the postseason, but this is probably going to be last year's Packers, and they're just going to be one and done. I just don't. I mean, you lost your playmaker right there in Michael Parsons, and how are you going to do well without him?
Yeah.
If I'm going next, sir, I like what you're saying. Give me from a 7 to a 6. That's a big blow. Unfortunately, a torn ACL. Just like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And now, the Chiefs are not playing for a playoff spot. But yeah, Packers, they're looking great. I mean, they still have Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs in the league. But defensively, there's two aspects to a team: offense and defense. Do the Packers still have defensively what they need to win or make a postseason push? And they might still make the postseason, but I don't think they'll make a first round win. So I'm comfortable with 6.
Gentlemen, the end of the NFC North this year is going to be so unbelievably fun. And just looking at them, I was running through the scenarios in my head. You have the Packers, you have the Bears this weekend. If the Packers can win again against the Bears, they're probably going to win the division. But then the Lions have a good shot at being able to catch the Bears. If the Bears win this weekend, then we might be rooting for Lamar Jackson or JJ to beat the Packers. It's going to be crazy fun. The Packers, unfortunately for them, got significantly worse with this news. I think their wide receiver Christian Watson also got injured, but I don't think it's season-ending or anything. And they have to go to a Bears team that gave them a pretty good game a couple weeks ago in Lambeau. Going to have some revenge on the mind, coming off of a big win and a team that's playing really good and knows that they can kind of take hold of this division. I mean, if the Bears win this game, I mean, I think the division's almost a lock.
It's crazy.
Well, that's not true at all, though. That's where it gets tricky, though, because then the Bears have to play in San Francisco, and if they lose to, I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios. I'm not going to speculate too much, but I got to go with the 6 for the Packers right now. It's tough. I mean, I think they're sitting there in the 5th seed, but
no, they're the 7th seed right now. They're fighting for their lives right now.
Well, and that's the thing, and I mean that tie is going to come into play some wonky role in this one way or the other. That might be the deal breaker here.
Yeah, that tie might help them, might hurt them.
I mean, and also they do, like I said, if they even tied the Lions, they still got the Lions upside. So because they beat them,
they have the head-to-head over the Lions, but that won't matter because it's if they're 10-6-1 and the Lions are 11-6, the Lions go. So it's it'll be interesting where these teams all finish, and they still have 3 honestly not give me games at the moment. I mean, you play in Chicago, you play in Minnesota, and the Vikings are playing a little bit better. Who knows? And then you have to play the Baltimore Ravens who are fighting for their lives. It's I wouldn't be shocked to see the Packers go 3-0 or 0-3 the next 3 weeks without Micah Parsons.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one indeed. I think this is going to probably be the most interesting NFC North teams in this one. And maybe the Packers can bounce back from this one, or my opinion, my pessimism, the Packers are kind of man, that's it. But look at this. The Denver Broncos. We got to do a celebration. Celebrate good times on the Broncos made it to the playoffs. They are the first team to make it to a postseason right now. And they will be playing 2 weeks in January. Woo! Pop that champagne, Bo Nix, and drink and have that Christian music right over there because he is going to a postseason. So last week we gave Broncos country Let's Ride all 8s.
Did you say play that country that Christian music because of oh man, I can't think of his name.
Nix.
No, not Bo Nix. Bo Nix isn't that Christian.
No, Bo Nix loves Christian music.
Does he? I was thinking of the other guy.
Tim Tebow, right?
Tim Tebow. Tebow.
Yes, his favorite one was Tim Tebow. And then he was like, Bo Nix, hold my Christian music. I will show you.
So Broncos, what we gave him last week, an 8 probably?
Yes.
Well, here's the hard thing, too. They have a heck of a schedule to finish, too, man. Football gods, thank you for whatever you're doing this year. We got Broncos versus Jaguars. We got Broncos at Chiefs, which isn't as fun now. But then they end against the Chargers. It's man, oh, man. We got 2, maybe 3 potentially losable games here still for them, but they're already in the playoffs. So,
but I would still say if you're the Chiefs, you should just tank these games just for better picks. I'm just saying, the season's done. Let's just tank.
So you think that just because the team's eliminated, they should tank for a better playoff draft?
Yes.
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 Okay. All right.
I mean, if you're the Chiefs, yes. But anyway, last week I gave him the 8. I think I'm still going to keep him the 8. I just don't feel confident. I don't know who's going to be that 9 and guaranteed that Super Bowl. I just don't feel maybe the Rams, but I'm just AFC North. The AFC.
Also, the Rams are in the different conference.
But still, I still feel like I'm kind of I don't feel confident to just put them at the 9, but they're looking good. This is definitely a lot better Broncos team than last year. Bo Nix has not had the sophomore slump. He's probably even gotten better than last year. So we'll start with you, Christopher. Last week you gave him an 8. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going to keep him at an 8. I mean, just because, they won the game. Yeah, we're going to keep them where they're at. Yeah, good job, Bo Nix. I like what they're doing. I mean, they might have had one of the softer schedules in the NFL. I mean, clearly, Jets, Giants, Raiders again. In no particular order. Yeah, give me an 8. I'm comfortable with that.
I'm also comfortable with an 8. I mean, the thing is, this defense is legit for sure. But like you said, they haven't been dominant though. They're not a team that's really blown anybody out. The only score by more than one possession They have two of them on the season by more than one possession. The Dallas Cowboys, who they beat by 20, and they beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow by 25. So it's like all their other games are one score. So I mean, this team is about as good as the Chiefs were last year in one-score games, and that got them to a Super Bowl. So it's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 0 in one-score games. By my math right now, which also shouldn't happen. All their wins are by one, I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. I definitely do feel like, can the Broncos do it? Can they, or is it going to be like the Lions upside when they win they get the number one bye and then they're one and done?
Well, Stu, here's the thing. They're not dealing with injuries. They have one of the best defenses in the league. Bo Nix is super mobile too, which makes it so the offensive line isn't as important. Like watching him scramble and outrun Micah Parsons and make throws. It's like they have a recipe to me that could lead to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it will be interesting indeed. I definitely do feel like there could be some optimism. But I'm sorry, Douglas.
And no need to apologize. So this was the script. We said we could lose one game. This was the game.
Yep, you lost to the Rams. Unfortunately, you're probably not happy about that one call.
I don't know what they're talking about, Stu.
There was a one call where basically the guy fumbled the ball and they got it at the one. But
I mean, they have the best running combination in the league. I mean, they would have scored the next play more than likely. And granted, the Lions stood firm a couple times on the 1 yard line. Played a heck of a first half, man. I mean, I would have way preferred to win the game, but I had this feeling during this game that I think the Lions have found themselves. And that was really exciting to see. Like, I think just seeing the explosion these last couple of weeks, scoring points pretty consistently. Granted, I mean, you're without Sam Laporta, you're without Brian Branch for the year. The Lions just have the worst injury luck, it seems, in the league. But, I mean, I still very bullishly like the Lions' chances to make the postseason. Like, they have 3 tough games, but I just feel like we're hitting that stride again to where, like, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best players in the league. Goff is finding a groove again. The offense wasn't clicking for about a month there, and I was in panic mode. Mm-hmm. But now that the last 2 weeks, the offense has found a groove, and I feel like Dan Campbell's figuring out how to get this team scoring points. And, like, I like our chances in our remaining games. Granted, Chicago's playing good ball in Chicago. Week 18 might be a playoff game, essentially. That would be, honestly, about the perfect script. You have Detroit versus Chicago, Campbell versus Ben Johnson. Week 18, one of you goes, one of you sits on the couch. How freaking good will that game be? But we got to get there first. You got a tough Pittsburgh team coming to town. And I'm talking way too excited coming off a loss. But they played their hearts out, man. I mean, Stafford, unreal. MVP. Puka Nacua, unreal. Devontae Adams, absolute stud. So the Lions got to stay at a 5.
Yep.
I mean, they're technically on the playoffs, and they only have a 36% chance. But man, oh man, they have an opportunity in front of them still.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to give them the 5 for right now. I just feel like this was a tough one. This is one of those tough, it's a good game. They play their best. They try their heart out. But it just sucks when it's just like, man, you can't beat those Rams. And it's like you still have a tough, you do got to play against the Vikings. You're going to out, but still, I just feel like it's going to be a really tough. I mean, gun to your head, Douglas, and this is gun to my head. Are the Lions going to make the postseason? I'm going to say no.
I mean, I think so. I think it's going to come down to Week 18, Detroit and Chicago. Winner goes.
And I think Chicago's looking a lot better right now than they did week 1.
That's great, Stu. I think we found ourselves too. We'll be all right.
And I agree with you, gentlemen. I'm going to give him a 5 as well. I mean, at the end of the day, I always say a win is a win, but also downside of a loss is a loss. I'm not sure there's been too many games where the Lions lose games where Jahmyr Gibbs scores a touchdown. He did not score a touchdown in this game. They lost the game. I don't know if that's direct correlation or not. Doesn't matter. Obviously, you're going – it's an away game for the Rams. We've always talked about the Rams being a top contender, and this really showed it. Man, I was really hoping and pulling for the Lions. But, yeah, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss.
A loss is a loss indeed.
It's a loss, and we just made sure we're in playoff mode starting this weekend.
Sorry, next week.
This week,
I know, we can't lose another game. That's for darn sure. We gotta go.
All right.
We gotta win now and through early February to win the Super Bowl.
I got a nice couch for you, Douglas. If you want to go sit with me,
We'll sit on it in about March, okay? After we're done celebrating the sweet run we're about to go on.
I don't think
We're talking about March Madness for the Michigan Wolverines college basketball team.
I'm excited for that too. That's gonna this Michigan Wolverines team could be a story, boys. They're legit.
Good news. Michigan's just a basketball school right now, right?
I mean, until we find a head coach, too, that's about all we can do.
Yes. Oh my goodness, indeed. And now the Rammies, who we got to do another celebrate. Rammies, you made it. You go to play in 2 weeks in January. Let's go, Rammies. Congratulations, the LA Rams get to make it to that postseason. They are 11-3. They are still in that number 1 bye. Last week we gave the Rams 8. Christopher gave him a 9.
Ooh, well, hey, sir, let's start with you. Looks like
This is an interesting one. Are the Rams looking legit? The Rams are looking legit. I have to say it. The Rams, this is a good Lions team, and they beat them. And I feel like, granted, you did have that one random crummy loss to the Panthers, but I feel like that's kind of a fluke. They have an easy sailing schedule way to get to they're probably going to get the bye because they got to play against the Seahawks. That's going to be a little bit tough. But then they got the Falcons out, Cardinals out. And I think this team can probably go win the Super Bowl and make it to the Super Bowl. I'm giving them the 9. I feel very confident. This is going to be my first 9. I'm giving back to the 9. And I will say it, Douglas, if Stafford is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Stu, you don't need to say it again. It's okay. You've said it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The only thing that's crazy is I was listening to radio. Is Stafford going to retire because he's 34 years of age?
More than that, he's 37.
37. So 37. Yeah, you're getting up there in age. Maybe you should retire. But if he's the MVP, there's maybe you could retire on top being MVP. But there's no way he's going to if he's the MVP, wins the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. So there's no way he's going to retire at the end of the season.
The only reason he might, though, is he had a lot of back issues this year. And, if he can go out like that on top, it's hard to walk away from Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and
Kyron Williams, Blake Corum.
It's hard to walk away from because, they could easily win it.
The one thing I like about the Rams or about the NFC West is this might be the first time in playoff history where there's 3 12-team wins from the same division making the playoffs. Yeah. And I like what I'm seeing from this NFC West, but we're focused on the Rams. I gave them a 9 last week. Keep them at a 9 this week. I like what the Rams are doing. They're looking like not playoff contenders, but Super Bowl contenders. Let's go Rams. Let's go Stafford.
And I will say this, Douglas. This is probably one of the few seasons where it's man, this is good that we have a 14-team playoffs.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's looking good.
So I'm not being a hater. I think the Rams are probably the best team in football, but you have to go win in Seattle this week to get a 9 for me. If you can go beat Seattle in Seattle, because you only won by 2 and you almost choked at home, and if Seattle beats you, Seattle's probably going to be in the 1 seed, and you'll have to go to Seattle again. So I'm not going to guarantee a team a Super Bowl when they have to go on the road to a place where they might have to go on the road in the playoffs if they lose. And you got to prove to me, if you beat Seattle in Seattle, you already beat them at home, you're clearly the best team in the NFL to me if you can do that. I don't know, though. Last time you guys were giving me a hard time, so I'll run it back if you want. I think the Rams might very well win it again. But I would run it back on a Rams versus Seahawks versus Seahawks game in Seattle on Thursday night. If anybody's interested.
Yes, I will say this.
For $5,
$5 bet. I'll take the Seahawks at home on Thursday night. All right.
I'll take the Rams.
All right, sounds good, Stu.
Also, I will say it.
All right, hey, how about sir? Are you shaking on it, Doug? You're shaking on it. Let's go. I'm not doing it. I want to see this because this might be the most viewed Thursday night game of this season, or I'm not saying of all time, but definitely this season. So,
I'm definitely going to be excited. I'm definitely going to be watching.
So Doug takes the Seahawks for $5 winning. Stewart takes the Rams for $5 winning. All right, let's go.
It's gonna be fun because we're probably gonna do the podcast at the same time. So I'll probably be like watching that game and doing the podcast at the same time. It's gonna be a fun one on Thursday. And now, also, we'll say, random tangent. Remember when all the Lions fans were blaming Stafford for all the faults?
No, I don't. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall that. Sorry.
I remember when it was like, "Oh, it's Stafford. We can't do anything." I'm like, "Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Stafford, all right."
Well, I mean, when we got rid of Stafford, we also got a better team around him, and so I mean, I think we all know that it's a team sport, Stu. Like JJ McCarthy, it's all about the team, the team, the team.
All right.
Tom Brady didn't win Super Bowls because he's Tom Brady. He threw because he's throwing to Gronkowski, and they had elite defenses every year.
Yeah, in team, we do indeed. And now, speaking of awful teams, speaking of teams that probably should be eliminated, but like this division is garbage. The Panthers lost to the Saints by a field goal at the end of the game, 20-17. You could have won the damn division. What the hell?
Yeah, they wouldn't have won the division, but they would have been really close to winning the division. What do you give the Panthers last week? Probably give them a 5. Let's see. Yeah, we gave the Panthers a 5 last week, and you guys gave the Buccaneers a 6 this week. Yeah, I mean, this is embarrassing, but I mean, that's why I love the divisions in the NFL. You might have sorry for my language, a shit ass division, but you're still going to have a winner, just like the AFC North. A shit-ass division. You're still going to have a winner making the playoffs. Panthers, give me a 5. I'm going to keep that this week of 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
from what I understood, if they would have won this game, then they would have won the division with a win against the Buccaneers this week. Now that's all out the window. You probably have to wait till at least week 18 and beat the Buccaneers. So they got to be a 5. Super unfortunate, man. I mean, this was Bryce Young's moment.
Yeah, I think there should be punishment. There should be punishment, gentlemen. We got 2 teams that got 5s. I'm giving this team. They deserve the 4. Because how do you lose in a team that is the Saints? How do you lose to Spencer Rattler? How?
Wasn't it Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler Shuck.
Shucks. But still, I didn't even know this person was in the league. You lost to that guy? No excuses.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the most frustrating teams in the league because, I mean, they're beating the Rams and the Packers, and then they're losing to the Saints twice, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's even more egregious. And the Saints are already out. They're ruining their chances by their draft board, by winning this game.
You take care of the Saints, and you won the division already too, basically. So what a shame.
Here's the thing. Tyler Shuck, he became a starter 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he beat the Buccaneers. Now he's beat the Panthers. So maybe Tyler Shuck, I think I said this last week on the podcast, maybe he's the answer. So
maybe he is, but it's not what they're doing in the Panthers right now. Indeed, in this one. And now we got to talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Decided to get Phillip Rivers, who last time he played was in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah, not bad. 5 years ago, there's been other quarterbacks who are younger than Phillip Rivers who have not played in more recent years than Phillip Rivers. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played in 10 years. Cam Newton hasn't played in, I believe, 10 years. So yeah, Phillip Rivers was the guy to go to. He almost led the Colts to a win, but unfortunately, yeah, Seahawks. Jason Myers had one heck of a game kicker wise to lead the Seahawks to a win.
Yeah, good for you, but unfortunately, we had to show this clip. Unfortunately, for Phillip Rivers, Mr. Rivers, with his 10 kids are disappointed after this play.
He fell down
At the end, to get this play right over here. He had a shot. But then this happened, unfortunately, gentlemen.
Rivers down the middle of the field, and it is intercepted.
Yeah, I mean, that was with 10 seconds left. You had to force one.
I thought you were going to show the play where he fell down, got back up, ran, and fell down again. But nonetheless,
No,
we gave the Colts a 5 last week.
yeah, they are technically in the 8. They are technically on the outs.
Yeah, I mean,
The Colts are not making
they're
up.
played better than I think I expect them to. I mean, obviously you could tell that, the arm strength wasn't what it once was, and like the throws, like you had to really rely on timing a lot for this week.
Yeah, can we agree? They're going to get a 5. I mean, they have the toughest schedule: 49ers, Jaguars, Texans.
Yeah,
I don't
know
know in any other games.
Yeah, real quick, I'll give them a 5 as well. I thought the Seahawks were going to blow them out by like 20 or 30 points, but Phil Rivers kept them in the game. Jonathan Taylor's not been doing anything in the last 5 weeks, so yeah, I'm comfortable with 5.
Yeah, 5's good. I mean, it's such a shame going from 8-1, I think, to now whatever they are, 8-6.
Literally had the number one.
They're 8-6 now. Yeah, right.
I mean, that loss of the Chiefs kind of broke them, it seems, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah, the loss of the Chiefs and then losing Daniel Jones, that did not help. That did not help in that game, indeed, right there. That was bad. And now we got the Seattle Seahawks, who sealed Philip Rivers getting an L in 2025 with their clutch kickers. It was the kicking game right over here. And it looks like they're in number 5. They are looking good. They are in a good spot. So we're going to start with you, Christopher. Last week we gave the Seattle Seahawks, you gave them 7s. Me and Douglas gave them 8s.
Ooh, well, that's an easy bump up to an 8 then, because, man, the Seahawks are looking good. I know I gave the Rams a 9, but, yeah, who are the Rams going to play in the NFC Championship game? Should be the Seahawks the way the Seahawks are playing. I like what Sam Darnold's doing. Jackson Jigba, heck yeah, let's go. Give him an 8.
Yeah, I mean, this Thursday night game is going to most likely be for the number 1 seed in the NFC. I mean, the Seahawks, if they can pull it off, well, shoot, then they have to play in San Francisco the last week of the season. Unbelievable schedule this year. Great job again. Shout out to the script writers.
Yes, I love the script writers.
Like they gave us, like, we could easily have multiple games that decide divisions, playoffs, week 18. Going to be amazing. But give me an 8. Whoever wins Thursday night's likely my 9.
Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I think, honestly, I agree with you, Douglas. I think the Seattle team is looking amazing. I mean, Sam Darnold has pretty much revitalized. Like, everybody thought, like, okay, can Seattle do this? Can Sam Darnold really do this? He's played better in Seattle than he did with the Vikings.
Better or the similar quality? Because, man, he went off in Minnesota, but
I think he leads the league in interceptions thrown this year too.
yeah. So is it better?
But as long as he doesn't, as long as there's not a game that breaks Sam Darnold, you know what I mean? Like
this Thursday night game,
wasn't he 14-3 last year?
He was 14-3 last year.
He's only 11-3 right now.
Yeah, but the Lions broke him. Let's be honest. The Lions broke Sam Darnold. I'm not wrong.
Well, I mean, he's balling out this year, so they didn't break him for long. They maybe bent him a little bit, but
Sam Darnold's not broken. He went from Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Minnesota, to now Seattle, where they have Jay Smith-Njigba, who's the best wide receiver in the NFL. So I mean, he's not really broken.
So you just say he's gotten better this year, so you're not broken if you improve the next year.
Yeah, right.
Yes, that's what I say. I will say that. You improve better. You're doing good.
Who says Daniel Jones is broken?
Daniel Jones is broken. Daniel Jones
now he's broken, like quite literally is whatever Achilles or
Boys are broken, okay? Yeah, I got the joke in there. It's been terrible. But anyway, gentlemen, we got the next one. The San Francisco 49ers had a close one, but they did beat the Titans 37-24 right now.
Man, dude, they just keep winning. Like, this is a team that I feel like is underappreciated because they're sitting there only one game out of the NFC West. I mean,
they're 10-4.
But like I said earlier, the NFC West might be a division where there might be 3 teams making the playoffs, so 12 teams in each and each team making the playoffs.
How many wins did the Packers? Were they 10-7 last year, or were they because last year we had the Lions 15-2, Vikings 14-3, but how good were the Packers?
Yeah, I can look it up.
Like this technically would be about historically the same with like the way that this is looking like it's going to play out in the NFC West.
Oh, they were 11-6.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty similar. So that's what 11 total losses. So right now they have 10 total losses. Well, I don't see no last year.
I mean, last week I gave him a 6. Douglas and Christopher gave him 7s. So we're gonna start with me. So the 49ers have been in. They won this game. I mean, granted, it's not like a whooping, but say they're at least still in it right now. I mean, they could win the division. I mean, they do have to play against the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks. That's still 2 tough games. Let's be honest. I think they can beat the Colts. Colts ain't winning that game. I'm sorry, not a Monday night, but they're in a good spot. I mean, for right now, I think that they can beat the Eagles. So I'm going to bump them up to the 7 for right now. I think I'm going to bump them up right there.
Yeah, and I had them 7 last week. I'm going to keep them at 7. Hypothetically, they would be playing the Eagles. We gave the Eagles a 6 based on the Eagles we're playing. So yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with a 7.
Yeah, I mean they're a 7. I mean I think they're definitely a team you don't want to play, especially if they get a home game. But hopefully for the rest of the NFC, they're a wild card team.
Yes, they could be a wild card team or a great team indeed. Why do I got to talk about this game? Why?
What?
Well, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
You guys aren't eliminated yet? Shoot.
Yeah, like, what the what?
No.
Next week when they'll be eliminated. So we're going to talk about the Cowboys next week.
Okay. This is the crazy fact. We're the only team that is left that has a losing record that can theoretically make the postseason. It is impossible. We have to have the Eagles to lose all their games and the Cowboys to win it. We have a 1%.
I'm going to shout out the scriptwriters one more time tonight. Thank you for continuing to give the Cowboys a sliver of hope so we can all laugh at them in a couple more weeks. Keep it rolling. Let's let the Eagles lose this week and the Cowboys win just to do it one more time. Let's keep it rolling.
I mean,
we give the Cowboys a 5 this week. Can I give them an E right now?
But anyway, gentlemen, I mean, this is a terrible play right over here. And I'm so frustrated right now that I have to show this awful play right over here. Gentlemen, thank you, NFL Memes, for showing me this worst play that I've ever seen right now.
Oh, let's get it.
Oh, the gritty. Let's go.
Really? They didn't even touch that man.
I mean, it glitched like crazy on my end, but like it looked wide open and the glitches I saw.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened because it was glitching. I agree with Doug, but yeah, I assume that was the gritty dance for JJ McCarthy gritting in the end zone.
Yeah. Gritty also. This is embarrassing. Why? And then also we lose Quentin Williams. He's out, so that don't help. So our defense is atrocious. I blame Jerry Jones for this one. Like Jerry's mate said, hey, the teams and the players should have. Yeah, honestly, no, the teams and players need to do a little bit better. Jerry, give us better defense. Why did you get rid of Micah Parsons?
Stu, I do have an issue with this, okay? I do have an issue with this. So Dude Perfect came out with a new podcast as well, and they were really excited about, the Cowboys when they're on the winning streak, whatever. But they were sitting there saying, praising Jerry Jones just weeks ago for making the Quentin Williams trade and giving you guys at least a decent defense. How come as soon as all of a sudden that dude gets hurt, we're right back to blaming Jerry Jones? Like,
yes.
Let the man break, Stu. It's not his fault that you guys stunk up in prime time and let JJ look like freaking Dan Marino out there. Like, why is that Jerry Jones' fault? Stu, let's go back. Hey, let's go back to Todd Bowles' comments earlier. This is a player-driven time of the year. And the Cowboys players didn't do it. They didn't do it, Stu.
You know what? I'll tell you this. If Jerry Jones was a GM, would anybody hire Jerry Jones as a GM? Any other team? Enough said.
Why would we hire him? He's the owner. He has so much money. He doesn't have to be the GM.
But like I said, there's no GM. It's Jerry Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's stupid. You have to, just because you have a bunch of money Doesn't mean you have to be the GM as well.
Yeah, I mean, he could hire a GM for sure.
But he doesn't want to. He wants to be the yes man. It's always the frustration of Jerry Jones every year. It's not like we win and then that's good. It's always we win and Jerry Jones is like, this is my decision and this is why we're right, and everybody else that disagrees with me is wrong.
Speaking about winning, you guys, the Cowboys did not win, and we gave them a 5 last week.
I'll put in a 4. I'm disappointed in this team.
4.
Go to, you know what?
4.
I'm excited to see the E next week, Stu. I'm ready.
Yeah, right.
With the E next week, I'm going to play it. It's going to be a 20-minute rant, just blaming on the ownership being garbage, and it's your fault, Jerry.
Before we join, Stu.
Yes, you joined, but you know what? It's one man and one man only, and it's Mr. Jones.
Stuart, we started the podcast. You go for 20 minutes, and then Doug and I will join 20 minutes later after your rant.
Yes. I hope you get eliminated next week. I hope, you know what?
Because you don't have to hope anything. You will get eliminated next week when the Chargers beat the Cowboys in AT&T
I'll say
Stadium.
you're probably going to lose that game to begin with, but also the Eagles get to play the Commanders twice. And it's like, you know, I mean, are they going to lose the Commanders twice, and are you guys really going to win the rest of your games? Odds are no.
Nope. We got no hope. There's no hope indeed.
I mean, there's 1% chance of a hope, Stu. So, like,
I mean, I could be 6.
Sure, you always say the hopium. Let's go.
Hey, I could be 6'5". There's a 1% chance of that, but
Stu, for all of America, could you just be optimistic for us so we can laugh harder next week?
Yeah, right.
no.
That's what America wants, Stu. That's why we're not getting enough views. Be a
Speaking
more
about what America wants, how about that Monday night game against the Dolphins?
Yes, we got to talk about the final one. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Dolphins, took them out of the playoffs. I think this pretty much was a decisive game early on. At one point, at the end of the third quarter, it was 21-3, 28-3 in the fourth quarter, and then they just let the Dolphins get a couple points, but they still lost.
So I remember on last week's podcast, you guys, or Stuart, I don't know if it was both of you guys, were giving like a 5 to the Steelers and the Ravens because they were both not that great. So what do you guys get? Oh, it's on me, Stu. Here we go.
Yeah, so let's start with you. You gave them a 6 last week, so interesting enough.
All right, so it seems like community we gave the Steelers a 6, and I'm going to keep giving them a 6 because the Steelers are going to win this division more than likely. Yes. I know they have a tough team going on next week. I forgot who it is.
Lions.
What's that? The Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Is that a home game or is it in the arena?
It's
in Detroit. All right. See, I'm gonna give them a 6. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 6.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a big game of 8-6 teams. You know, 8-6 Steelers visiting the 8-6 Lions. Big playoff implications. I mean, I'm also going to go with the 6. They have a game lead on the Ravens. They have the head-to-head tiebreaker, too, and they get the Ravens again at home. So they can afford a loss to the Lions this week and still win the division, where the Ravens have a harder schedule and they have to catch the Steelers. So, you know, the Steelers get a nice advantage going into the final stretch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to probably give them the 6 for right now. I just still feel like they still have, a toughish schedule. I mean, they do got to play against the Lions, which that's going to be tough, and they do got to finish against the Ravens. But then they got to play against the Brownies, who, let's be honest, they're going to be the Clownies. They're going to lose that game. Come on, let's be honest. But I feel like the Steelers, it's going back to, I think they're going to probably make the postseason, and they're probably going to get their ass kicked by Buffalo. That's my prediction. They're going to play at Pittsburgh Stadium. Mark my words. They're going to play against Buffalo. They're going to lose by 17. And it's going to be the same old, and then Joe Flacco is going to be a Steeler. That's my prediction.
Flacco?
2026.
Whoa.
You had me until Joe Flacco, Stu.
Come on.
I think Joe Flacco, as much as he played with the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens, I think Joe Flacco might be done with his career playing football.
Hey, maybe they'll be like, Tomlin is going to be like, Joe Flacco, do the prophecy. Go to all AFC North teams.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is done with his career, then maybe Joe Flacco will step in. But
maybe
Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco are done playing football.
You never know. I mean, Joe Flacco could come back in 2030.
He could come back. Wait a minute. Phillip Rivers. He can come back and be a Steeler.
Exactly. Rivers next year to the Steelers, and then Joe Flacco will come out of retirement to replace Philip Rivers.
Oh my God, that is the Oracle Prof. Thank you. Get
And then
more.
they'll get Justin Fields again for no particular reason.
Yes, and just have Justin Fields and then put him on the first 4 games. But anyway, gentlemen, that is it for this week's week number 15. Now, gentlemen, this is going to be an interesting week 16. My God, we got a lot of good games. Rams and Seahawks Thursday night.
Yeah, week 16, real quick. This Thursday night game, Rams playing in Seattle, should be the game of the week for Thursday night. But yeah, I'm excited about week 16 every single year because week 16, that's when NFL starts to play on Saturday nights.
Yes, and we got the Packers and Bears, and I think the Bears are probably going to win this game.
Yeah, that's the next an exciting game. But also on Sunday, Buccaneers Panthers. We talked about that earlier. That should be almost a deciding game for that division leader. But besides that, yeah, Steelers Lions in Ford Field. So yeah, a bunch of a real exciting weekend coming forward.
Yeah, honestly, Jaguars Broncos is a good one. That's going to be an interesting one. We got Patriots Ravens. 49ers Colts. Probably Colts are going to be crummy, but we'll see how that goes. But honestly, there's a lot more good ones than like clunkers. There's only like a couple clunkers, couple tank bowl games, but 3 tank bowl games, actually 4 tank bowl games. But
that's how it should be. Have all the bad teams play each other. Have all the playoff teams jockey for positions. We don't want to see, the frickin' Rams playing at Tennessee this week. We want to see Rams Seahawks. Give us the game.
Yeah, we want to see the Bills playing in Cleveland against the Browns.
Exactly.
But that's happening.
That's gonna be a great game. Oh my God, fun commentary about that. Wow.
Yeah, fantasy wise, let's go Josh Allen. Get the 6 touchdowns.
Game
6 touchdowns, but get sacked at least twice by Myles Garrett.
Let's go. Yeah, like I said earlier, Myles Garrett. Hopefully, maybe next week we can talk about a record-setting sack.
Dude, you just owe me $5 because the Chiefs were eliminated. I look forward to getting another $5 on Thursday night.
Boom.
We'll just keep the good times rolling.
Yep, we'll get the Chiefs keep the times rolling indeed. And now, give me your money. Do you have any final thoughts?
That's it.
I can't believe I got to give you money. That's so disappointing.
Should have made that worth $100 still. I was so confident.
So, Christopher, do you have any final thoughts?
I gave my final thoughts. This is an exciting week 16 of NFL games. Like I said, week 16 every single season. I love that week 16 goes on with Saturday night games or Saturday games, so I'm excited.
You're excited indeed. And that is it, gentlemen, for this week's podcast. We got a couple things. So this week, we'll try to do the 12-team college football playoffs, which is going to be fun. We're going to do in-depth thoughts about that. And then next week, we're going to talk about week 16, where we're going to have some eulogies. Probably my Cowboys. We're going to talk about some games that are going to happen. And as always, gentlemen, I'm going to catch you later, Mr. Gator. So as always, take care. Bye.